Yo, what's up, guys? Tough loss for the Toronto Raptors tonight in the NBA Cup quarterfinals, losing to the New York Knicks 117-101. Now, guys, really difficult loss for the Raptors tonight. You know, obviously tonight the Raptors didn't have Emmanuel quickly. He was dealing with the flu, and obviously no RJ Barrett, still dealing with his knee injury. So Jamal Shea got the start tonight for Emmanuel quickly. So Ochai Agbaji getting the start, replacing Jacoby Walter in the starting five. And what a start to this game between the Raptors and Knicks. You know, Jalen Brunson, Brandon Ingram, both those two were firing on all cylinders in that first quarter. You know, Brunson had 20 points. Ingram had 17. You know, both teams were moving the ball well, making their shots, playing very good defensively. It was a very exciting first quarter. It was like 39-37, 39-35 in that first quarter. You know, the Raptors were playing some fantastic ball in that first quarter, and so were the Knicks. You know what I mean, guys? It was a really back and forth first quarter, very electric, and I'm thinking to myself, man, oh man, if we get this for 3 more quarters, this might be an instant classic. But then, God almighty, what a horrendous second quarter by the Toronto Raptors. Everything they did in the first quarter completely disappeared. Smart passes, good shot selection, making shots in general, good defense, all of that went out the window. All of it. I cannot believe what I watched in that second quarter. The Knicks start off on a 19-4 run. The lead gets up to like 24 points at one point. It was an absolute joke by the Raptors. They were shooting 24% from the field, taking horrendous shots, guys, ill-advised shots if you ask me, missing easy layups, weren't getting to the lane enough. It was pathetic, to say the least, guys. The Knicks were all over the Raptors. Give them credit. They played great defensively, were making their shots. They were making the Raptors' life hell in this second quarter. It was pathetic to watch. No matter who Darko brought into the game, they were turning the ball over, weren't making their shots, weren't drawing fouls at all. And then, don't get me started on the bloody rebounding. My God, did the Raptors get out rebounded in that second quarter. The Knicks had like 8 offensive rebounds alone in that second quarter for like 13 points. It was pathetic how weak the Raptors were on the board. You know, Jakob Poeltl did not look himself tonight. His back is clearly bothering him. You know, it might have flamed up on him again. The Raptors need probably another big to come off the bench because Mobile's still very young. Sandro Mamu has difficulty with dealing with 7-footers like Towns, obviously. Towns did some good things tonight as well. He didn't have an amazing game, but my God, the Raptors were just pathetic on the glass tonight, guys. Just not good enough. Now, the Raptors obviously got a little bit better in the second half, you know, played a little bit tighter defensively, held the Knicks to not getting a field goal for like 5 minutes, but it did not matter, guys. The New York Knicks, they were getting points off the bench. Their starting 5 was scoring. They were just firing on all cylinders, guys. The New York Knicks are clearly the better team than the Toronto Raptors right now. It is clear as day to see. You know, Brunson was fantastic in this game. You know, he had 35 in this game on 39 minutes, having 20 points in that first quarter, having only 15 the rest of the way. It didn't really matter, guys, you know, because the Knicks smothered the Raptors in the game. Absolutely smothered them. Even though, like I mentioned, they were competitive in the second half, the third and fourth quarter, it didn't matter. That second quarter was such a detriment to the Raptors in this game. They had no way of coming back in this ball game, guys. Just absolutely pathetic. You know, the Raptors outscored in that second quarter 34-13. 13 points in that second quarter. It's inexcusable. I'm sorry. It's inexcusable if you guys ask me. Inexcusable. You know, Brunson, like I mentioned, with 35. You had Josh Hart, who was making some 3-pointers. He had 9 points in that third quarter. He was making some very good shots. You know, he finishes off the game with 21 and 36 minutes. You had OG Anunoby, who didn't play the game in New York a couple weekends ago. He played today. OG was really good defensively, wreaking havoc. He was all over the floor tonight. He only had 13.6 rebounds on 35 minutes of play, but OG was very effective on the defensive side of the ball for the New York Knicks. You also had Bridges with 15. He was making some shots. You had Clarkson, who was making some shots. He had 12 points. Towns, like I mentioned, 14 and 16 bloody rebounds. That was the difference right there, guys. Karl Anthony Towns, 16 rebounds. He was an absolute monster on the glass tonight. It was pathetic to watch how easily the Raptors got out rebounded in this game. The only positive for the Raptors in this game was really Brandon Ingram. I felt Jamal Shed was a positive. I like Jacoby Walters' game coming off the bench. Brandon Ingram had 31 points tonight, back-to-back games with 30 points. After I mentioned last video, he only had a season low 7 points. So for him to have 30 last game, 31 this game on 11 of 18 shooting, BI was really shooting the ball well, especially in that first quarter, like I mentioned. But the rest of his teammates, they did not come to play tonight. They absolutely faded, except for a few guys like Shed. He had Jamal Shed had 18 points on 33 minutes. I like Jamal Shed's game tonight. Obviously, he missed some easy shots, turned the ball over a little bit. But at the end of the day, guys, I really like how Jamal Shed played in this game with 8 assists on top of it. Colin Murray Boyles, he played 21 minutes, only having 6 points, but I really liked his effort tonight by CMB. So really good effort by him. Walter, he had Jacoby. What did Jacoby? He had 13 points on 18 minutes. Jacoby was really good, and especially in that third quarter, he was making some shots. He was 5 of 8 from the field. So I like some of the guys played tonight, but guys like Scotty Barnes, who didn't have a great game tonight. Scotty only had 13 points, 6 of 18 shooting. Scotty had one of his worst games of the season, if you ask me. He had some very difficult matchups tonight, and Scotty was obviously getting frustrated with the foul calls. He obviously had 3 fouls in the game early on, of course, guys. Luckily enough, Darko called one. They called one back because Darko had to challenge it. That would have been a bad situation, of course, but Scotty was getting into foul trouble later on in the game. Obviously, Towns, who had 2 early fouls, he did a great job avoiding that third foul in the first half. The Raptors were doing everything they possibly could to get him to draw that third foul, but no dice for the Raptors in this game tonight, guys. You also had guys like Ochai, who started this game only having 3 points, not good enough. Jakob had 10 on 24 minutes. Just not very good production tonight from some guys off the bench. You had Sandro, who only had 2 points on 15 minutes. Chucky Hepburn only played 8 minutes, didn't have any points. Grady Dick. God almighty, I'm getting concerned about Grady Dick, guys. I'm getting very concerned about Grady Dick. Again, only 7 minutes of play tonight. 0 points, 0 for 3 from the field, guys. I am getting very, very concerned about Grady Dick. The strides he took last year was great to start the year. And then obviously he regressed a little bit. He faded a little bit because he was on such a hot start last year. But my God, this season, I've been very concerned with Grady Dick's regression this year, guys. He's not making his shots. He's looked weak defensively at times. It's really taking a toll on his confidence, and you can see it. And a lot of Raptor fans are getting concerned. Some people are starting to say maybe trade him in a package deal. So I don't know what they're going to do regarding Grady Dick, but I'm getting very concerned with his play as of late, guys. It's not looking good for Grady Dick. Lawson only played 2 minutes, and then obviously Temple, Martin, Mobile, they played 2 minutes of garbage time, guys. The game was bloody over, but this was not a good game by the Raptors at all shooting-wise, guys. The offense was pathetic. You had 29% from the three-point line, guys. I'm sorry, man. 11 of 38. This is not good enough, man. It is not good enough. 43% from the field. That's okay, but not great. The Knicks shot 52% from the field, guys. They have 46% from 3. The Knicks were killing the Raptors with the 3. Absolutely killing them tonight, guys. And then the free throw, 67%. Not great. Knicks shot 61 because Mitchell Robinson can't shoot a free throw for his bloody life after the Raptors were hacking him a few times to try to regain possession a few times, but it wasn't enough. Knicks had 14 offensive rebounds to our 12. The assists, we had 28 compared to the Knicks 19, but the Knicks had 57 rebounds compared to our 50. Turnovers were the same, 14. Points in the paint, 44 to 42 Raptors. There was some good things the Raptors did, but ultimately, the Knicks hurt the most with their shooting in this game tonight, guys. The Raptors' defense has been very concerning as of late. Very, very concerning. You had won 8 consecutive on home floor. You've lost 3 to 4 in a row now on home. It's not good. You've lost 6 of your last 7. The Raptors were at the top of the mountain at the end of November. Now, like I mentioned last video, they flipped it to the month of December, and it has been nothing but a disaster for the Raptors. They were getting all this praise, and now everyone's like, oh, back to reality now for the Raptors. Look, I get we're a young team, but my God, some things that I've seen in this losing skid that the Raptors have had and this little bad level of play they've been doing, it has not been good enough, guys. Not good enough. They got to get back to the drawing board here because what I'm seeing right now is very, very concerning. Now, the positive thing is the Raptors don't play till next Monday. They play the Miami Heat next Monday, so you have all this time off to recoup and regenerate. They've been playing a lot of ball as of late, but that is no excuse for the performance that the Raptors had tonight, guys. So get back into the gym, get practicing, get some bloody rebounding drills involved, and get some free throw drills involved because It has not been good enough. Get some three-point shooting drills involved, maybe some perimeter defense drills, because you need to start from scratch again after what they've been doing the last 6 to 7 games. You got to get right back to the drawing board, guys. But good thing they got a bit of a break now, a little bit less than a week. You don't get that much time off in the NBA right now, guys, the way the season's been going. So take advantage of this time off. Get back to the drawing board, and let's see how they do against the Miami Heat next Monday, guys, because it has been a very depressing couple weeks for the Raptors, to say the least, guys. But I would love to hear everybody's thoughts and opinions about this game tonight and the Raptors' recent struggles as of late, guys. So click like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Raptors, go as always, guys. We'll see you guys on the next episode of Raptors Unfiltered. Ciao, guys.